Hello everybody. Today I'm going to discuss about plane stress transformation. So basically we know when a 2D plane stress is represented in a general state, it can be represented using two normal stress components and a shear stress component. So at a point for a specific orientation there will be only a unique set of values for the normal stress components and the shear stress component. So our element at a point is oriented in this way, and the xy coordinate system are like this. So if at the same point we want to find the normal stresses and the shear stress for a different orientation, suppose for a orientation like this where the x and y coordinate system are at an angle with the actual xy coordinate system that we assumed earlier, so that is when we use plane stress transformation. So the procedure by which we go forward is we use force equilibrium. So basically, because it is the same point, the force equilibrium should be valid. So if we take this inclined side and we compare it with this part, so we can isolate this part. So after isolation it will look like this. The stresses acting on this side will be same as this, so that is sigma x dash tau xy dash, and here on this side we know sigma x is acting and tau xy is acting. Here sigma y is acting and tau xy is acting. So now we are going to use force equilibrium and not stress equilibrium. Generally students often make this mistake where they equate stresses in the x and y direction. We should be equating forces, not stresses. So suppose this side is of some length L and the in plane width is some b, and then the area of this will be LB, which is, let us say, we denote it by delta A. So this will be delta A, and if this angle is theta, then this angle will also be theta. You can see this clearly. So if this is delta A, then this will be delta A cos theta, and this will be delta A sin theta. So now we have to equate forces in x and y direction. So first of all, the forces in x direction will be component of sigma x dash delta A in this direction, in the x direction, and tau xy dash component in the negative x direction, sigma x delta A cos theta component in the negative x direction, and tau xy component. So we'll write them down. So sigma x dash delta A is the area, so that is the force. Component of this force along the x direction, so that is sigma x dash delta A cos theta. Similarly, and then we have, this is the area, this is the force, and then we have minus tau xy into the area delta A sin theta. This is the force. All of this should be equal to 0, so we can cancel out the delta A term. So now we'll get sigma x dash cos theta minus tau xy dash sin theta is equal to sigma x cos theta plus tau xy sin theta. So this is our equation 1. So we just did force equilibrium in the x direction. Similarly, we can do force equilibrium in the y direction. So that is going to look like sigma fy is equal to 0 So you can see the component of sigma x dash in y direction, tau x y dash in y direction, this tau xy in the y direction, and sigma y. So we'll write them down. Okay, so sigma x dash multiplied by delta A is the force. The component in y direction will be multiplied by sine theta. Similarly, tau x y dash delta A multiplied by cos theta, and the other two forces are in the negative direction, so a minus sigma y into this area is delta A sine theta, so delta A sine theta, this is the force, and tau xy into this area will give us this. So again we can cancel out the delta A term, and what will be we left with? So sigma x dash sine theta plus tau x y dash cos theta is equal to sigma y sine theta plus tau x y cos theta. So this is our equation 2. So from our equation 1 and from equation 2, we can find out the values of sigma x dash and tau x y dash. So basically, if we multiply equation 1 with cos theta and add it with equation 2 multiplied by sine theta, then we get sigma x dash is equal to sigma x cos square theta plus tau xy cos theta sine theta plus sigma y sine square theta plus tau xy cos theta sine theta. So that is nothing but sigma x into, we know cos square theta is 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2, and then sigma y into sine square theta is 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2 plus tau xy into 2 cos theta sine theta. 2 cos theta sine theta is nothing but sine 2 theta. So further we can write it down as so this is the expression for sigma x dash. And similarly for sigma y dash, what we'll have to do is multiply equation 2 with cos theta and subtract it with equation 1 multiplied by sine theta. So then we get tau xy dash is equal to, okay, equation 2 multiplied by cos theta, this is multiplied by cos theta, okay, sigma y cos theta sine theta plus tau xy cos square theta minus sigma x cos theta sine theta plus tau xy sine square theta. So this is nothing but sigma y minus sigma x into sine 2 theta by 2 plus, we know cos square theta minus sine square theta is nothing but cos 2 theta, so that is tau xy cos 2 theta. So that is how you get sigma x dash and tau xy dash when the orientation is changed by an angle of theta. So for finding sigma y dash, all you have to do is, in place of theta here in the sigma x dash expression, you have to put 90 plus theta. That will give you sigma y dash. Okay, thank you.